chances of being able to score. Absolutely tomahawked by Amari Stoudemire.
Amari pouring it on the Midas touch.
That was 7 years in the making, but the Knicks returned to the postseason in 2011, only to be swept by the Boston Celtics. Nonetheless, there is hope in Manhattan with Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire playing together in a training camp for the first time as Knicks. Tina Servasio of the MSG Network caught up with Melo.
Well, Carmelo, you have been playing in charity games and working out here at the New York Knicks Training Center the last week, but what was it like to get back to an organized practice with coaches?
There's nothing like it. You know, just the contact is different. The flow of the game is different. And, you know, I almost ran out of individual workouts to do this whole long summer. But it just feels good to be back in the gym. Guys is, you know, seem like they upbeat. Guys look like they're in shape. And, you know, we're just excited about that.
Now it's sort of a wild free agency period right now, but we know the Knicks are getting Tyson Chandler. He'll be joining you and Amari in the front court. What is he going to bring, and what kind of impact are you expecting from him?
Well, I just think, I know everybody knows, you know, what he brings to the court is self-explanatory. Energy, enthusiasm, you know, night in and night out on a consistent basis, a defensive presence. You know, so we're looking forward to that. On the flip side, you know, losing a guy like Chauncey that I've been with, you know, for the past couple years, and just, you know, knowing the talks that we had, the conversations that we had, is, you know, about this upcoming season, is, you know, is a sad situation. So.
With that, with losing Chauncey, a little thin at the point guard position right now, a new player like Chandler. So what are the challenges now with the short preseason as you head into actual conference games coming up soon on Christmas Day?
Every day counts in preseason right now. Training camp, every day counts. You know, I was laughing with Tony. I told him, get ready. It's a lot of pressure on you right now. But, you know, he understands. He's ready for that challenge. We're ready for that challenge as a team, and, you know, we'll see what happens.
All right, and Tony Douglas filled in well when Chauncey was out last year, a couple games.
Absolutely. So, you know, one more year of experience will help.
Carmelo, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tina.
All right, Tina, we thank you. The big news out of Knicks camp on day one, a couple of items. Tyson Chandler is signing $60 million over 4 years, and the amnesty being used on Chauncey Billups. They'll save him $14 million off the salary cap. I come to you. They've got the front line set. It would appear the backcourt seems like a question going into camp.
Well, absolutely. Listen, if the Knicks weren't a team that was trying to win a championship, they'd be in great shape.
That's true of about 25
well,
teams.
Yeah, but, you know, not everybody is in it to win a championship. The Knicks are obviously in it to win a championship. So I like Iman Shumpert. I like Tony Douglas. But at this stage of their careers, you're probably not in a position where they're going to be ready to help lead that team to a championship. And I think that's the area. The other thing, and I think the Tyson Chandler move is a great one because he does solidify their front line. He's a great complement to Amari Stoudemire. Now, the one thing when you look at them, as great as Amari and Carmelo are as superstars, they're not great passers.
Right.
You know, and so now you don't have a lot of really good passers on your roster. That could be another issue for you. It's not just the point guard position in terms of getting
interior passing,
but your ability to move the basketball.
Chandler's obviously not that guy either. And
no, well, Chandler's, you know, a lot of his success, you think about it, is because he's also played with great point guards.
Yes, alley-oops.
You know, so that's a huge part of his success offensively. Defensively, he's going to be fine. And I think long-term it's a great move for them. But they're going to have to figure out a way to solidify that backcourt, especially the point guard.
Interesting thought on Chandler here. You've got primarily a player known for his defense going to a team that is not at all known for its defense, and Mike D'Antoni, who's been criticized for not coaching defense as well. Does this, in your mind, represent a philosophical change, or is this just trying to patch up a deficiency?
It's a change of survival. You're going to keep your job and win a championship. You got to play defense. The issue is going to be, you know what Tyson Chandler is going to bring to the table. Is his defensive presence, is it going to rub off on other guys?
Well, that's how effective is the good defensive player with a team?
It's good if your star players, if it rubs off on them and they buy into it. But Tyson Chandler is one guy. Now, if the floodgates open and people think, well, we got Tyson Chandler back there, and he's back there taking charges and trying to block shots and getting in early foul trouble, that's going to be a problem because he's going to be unhappy. So those other guys, defense got to pick up. Another thing, your style of play. Now the ball got to go to certain people. So Tony Douglas, a young point guard, a point guard who's used to coming to the game scoring, Now he's got to pass the ball, be more of a facilitator, and the defense starts at the point, and Tyson Chandler anchors it. So Tony Douglas, they're going to have to convince him to be more of a defender, more of a passer, and they're going to have to convince the other guys around him to pick their defense up. And now you have an opportunity to see how good the Knicks can be. It's not scoring. They got guys who can score.
They'll score, sure.
Well, they may need to score a little less and use some of that energy to play more defense. And now, instead of running up and down the court so fast, conserve your energy so you can play defense. Yeah. You know, with a shortened season, playing a lot more games in a short period of time, it's going to be important, the tempo of the game.
That's, you know what, and you also, if you're the Knicks, you can say, look, we have 3 guys who we know are good enough at their position to win a world championship.
Right.
You have that because you got 2 legit superstars offensively with Carmelo
very good
and Amari.
Right.
And there's no doubt that Tyson Chandler is a good enough center for you to win a championship because he's already got it. He's done it once this past season. He changed that entire dynamic of Dallas, which was much more of an offensive-oriented team before he was able to come in and impact it defensively.
Sekou, let's send it over to you for more on the Knicks.
Well, I mean, I think it's interesting the parallels of this situation and what went on in Boston a few years ago. You had those 3 superstars in Boston, and certainly Tyson Chandler, Carmelo Anthony, and Amari Stoudemire necessarily on that same level. But you had a defensive-minded assistant coach in Tom Thibodeau there. You got Mike Woodson now in New York, and you have that point guard position, which was at that time in Boston manned by a kid named Rajon Rondo, who people weren't really sure about. He had to have some veteran help, obviously, in Sam Cassell. This time around, you're going to have a young point guard in New York. It's very interesting, just the similarities in how they're building in New York right now and what they did in Boston a few years ago.
Good point. Excellent point out of you, Sekou. 3 is the new 2. So everybody's doing it. Everybody's doing it.